last Friday I talked about why black people stay at the bottom, and I talked about black-owned businesses, and that really is one of the things that hurt the black community. But the next one along the lines of financial as well is horrible spending habits. Black people have the most horrible spending habits out of everybody that I have seen. I'm going to give you some examples. Black folks will sit up there and go buy some shoes over a house. They'll sit there and go buy a car over having an IRA, 401k, or whatever. You worry about looking good. That's your problem. And it don't matter if you're poor. It don't matter if you rich. Y'all all do the same thing just from what I have seen, and you fall into the same traps just from what I have seen all the time. Look at all these rich brothers. They get deals. They get, contracts. And they end up going broke, doing the exact same thing as the brother that don't have much money right now. You sit up there tricking off all your money to these females because they look good. You sit up there wasting money at the club, buying drinks for these females, popping bottles, trying to impress folks. You sit up there wasting money on cars that you cannot drive. You can only drive one car at a time. You sit up there putting rims on the cars. You're buying all these expensive clothes. And some of these clothes you're buying, some of the designers don't even like black folks, but yet you buy it anyway. I mean, just your spending habits are screwed up. Your net worth is literally zero because you're just spending everything, but you're not creating any assets. Buying a home is an asset. And a lot of these people that look so good, they're pulling up to some one-bedroom apartment, then you go in this one-bedroom apartment and you don't have no furniture. But you got a closet full of clothes, you got a closet full of Jordans, but you hardly having the furniture in there. I mean, what's going on with that? That's kind of backwards. Wouldn't you want to furnish a place first, have it looking nice, have it looking good, then go ahead and buy the clothes and the shoes? That way, if you want to entertain a lady, fellas, she has a place to sit down, and you could entertain her the right way, not going in your house and you sitting on milk boxes. Come on, man. But you got a closet full of clothes. We got to do better than that in our spending. We sit up there and waste money on things that we should not waste. I'm sorry, some of the women, you waste money on this weave and perm way too much. Some of these females will sit there and spend their last dime on some weave and not spend that money on their kids. I see chicks all the time, right here in the Houston area. You got that weave in your head. You go on the city trends, but your kid looking horrible. And I know some of them females get child support for them kids. Matter of fact, them females be putting posts up talking about, I get child support today, I'm going to the club. But yeah, you see this kid looking like who did it and why. Like, why are you wasting money on yourself when you're supposed to be putting that money into your child? I can't stand to see a woman look like $1 million and a child look like an orphan. They just got from somewhere. Wrong spending habits. You're supposed to put money on your child first. Make sure your child is okay. Then you sit there and worry about you. We do not get ahead as black people, not because we don't have money, because as I stated in the last video, our spending power by 2015 will be $1.1 trillion. We have money, but we spend it in things that we should not. We don't know how to crawl before we walk. We want to run. No matter what, we're going to run. And you can tell black folks got money every single time. They got just a little money. Oh boy, they got the best phone, they got the best shoes, they got the best clothes, the best hair, the best all that stuff. But they don't own no property, they don't have no assets, they don't have no stocks, they don't have no IRAs, they don't have 401ks, they don't have pension plans, they don't have none of this stuff as a safety blanket to save them or even a savings in their account for a rainy day or in case they lose their job or lose everything. But you look good. And half of the stuff you're buying, you can't turn around and sell. That's the killing part about it. I don't understand all the stuff you were buying, you could turn around and sell it on a rainy day if you really needed some money, but you can't even do that. We need to learn how to crawl before we walk. It's okay to buy things at inexpensive prices just until you get to that point. We don't have to have a BMW yet. We can ride in a car that's not a BMW or expensive Cadillac Escalade. We ain't gotta have an Escalade and we don't have a house. I would feel embarrassed. Sit up there going to the dealership, getting a $60,000 car, and I'm driving up to an apartment complex where people making noise. Instead of getting me a car that's affordable and putting that extra money into buying me a house where I can have a house for my kids and for the dog and everything else. This is the things that we don't think about as black people. And the more we keep throwing money into shoes and clothes and stuff that just get old, stuff you cannot even sell, this is why we stay at the bottom. Other groups are buying houses. They having their stocks and everything else they doing, investments. But yet we don't even do that at all. And if you're a brother who's really talking about that, or a sister that's talking about that, you're white. And that's another problem in the black community I need to talk about as well, but I'll get to that to another video. If you sit up there and you smart with your money, oh, you stingy. Stingy with who? Oh, you just don't want to buy expensive stuff. Yeah, that don't mean I ain't got money. Why would I sit up there and waste all kind of money like that when I can put my money into other things? If I was doing like some of you would do, I wouldn't even have a website at all. Because it costs money to actually get that going and all the things I have with that going that you don't know about just yet. It cost me a good amount of money. Some of you would have sit up there and took that same money and went bought all kind of Jordans and clothes and everything else, and you'd been at the club in VIP. Instead of taking that money and say, you know what, I'm going to invest into something of myself that I know it can turn into something later. That's going to actually pay me back all that money and then some. That's using your money for the right things. You got to make money be a tool for you. Don't sit up there and just let it go and say, oh man, brother's having it hard or we having it hard. Man, it's not that we having it hard. The fact of the matter is we spend things in the wrong way. And these companies thrive on the black dollar doing that. They know you're going to buy this stuff so much they don't even respect you. That's why they say whatever they want to say. That dude with Abercrombie, having his attitude about people, weight, and race, his racism he has, but y'all will still go buy his stuff. Don't care. And that's sad. Y'all need to sit there and worry about, look at where you at, and it's okay to buy things on sale and buy things at an inexpensive price. If you can't afford Louis Vuitton right now, well, you got to buy something else until you get to the point that you can actually afford Louis Vuitton. But don't sit up here, you walking around with Louis Vuitton and your kids walking around in rags. That's wrong. And that's why it goes back to us staying at the bottom, because our spending habits are just horrible in the black community. You'll buy Jordans and then getting on a bus. Well, why? And then the same dude will go back again in 3 months and buy more Jordans and getting back on the bus. Wouldn't you buy you some regular shoes and get you a car, man? That way you could drive yourself to the mall and buy you some Jordans. Not getting on a bus. Like, what's wrong with y'all? And I'm saying this to wake you up to say, hey, look at your spending habits. Don't even be giving with females a bad spending habits. Men, don't do that. Because them females will blow all your money. If that chick is a spender, get rid of her. I'm telling you, you need a woman who is frugal. A woman that's going to watch the money and make sure her purchases are within the budget. I'm telling you, that's the only way you're going to keep money. Because I've dealt with a woman like that before. And I'm telling you from experience, you don't want a woman like that. Trust me. Like my wife's like that. She watched that money. She don't go blow money like that. And that's why we have been able to do a whole lot of things in a short amount of time due to that. But if she was one of the spending type chicks, she can't do nothing. You stay broke all the time with a woman like that. Or a man like that. Because they got some men to spend money. Waste money. On a bunch of stuff. You don't want nobody like that. So just be careful in what you're spending. Think about your future. Think about your kids. Put them first instead of yourself. Nobody worry about you looking good and all this other stuff. Who cares about that? I mean, you could take anything and make it look good. It's the person that does it. It's not the clothes. Designer clothes don't make you look good. It's how you arrange it and how you just kind of wear it. But anyway, hit me up in the comments, future commentary, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Kids from different dudes. And you happy with this chick. And people are looking at you like, what is wrong with you, man? Let me tell you something. Men, your guys, your family-oriented guys, the guys that actually want children, all this other stuff and want to stay with you. You will